Hello YouTubers, it's yours truly again. You already know who I am. It'll be in the intro. Yeah, you're on my page. You know who it is. Anyway, this video today is because, well, I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos. Some of them kind of random. Some of them I really get involved in, and I tend to do some more research to increase my knowledge of the subject being talked about in the video. So today's subject is what I'm going to refer to as RFR, which is a acronym the military uses for radio frequency radiation. That's what RFR stands for. There's a lot of controversy out there about these new smart meters and the fact that they create dirty energy, and they're constantly pulsing out RFR. The light companies that produce these smart meters that they put out there to run your power have a slew of benefits that they cite all the time. It'll help get your power back up a lot quicker if you have a blackout or the power goes out. It'll cut down on electricity usage, so your bill will be less. That one in particular, there has been no proof whatsoever that it increases energy use. None. It's no different than having an analog meter in your damn wall. So that's totally bogus. And there have been some people who, when they received their first bill after having said smart meter installed, they had bills for the month over $1,000. And their whole response to that was, well, they're more accurate than the analog ones. No. Not when you possibly only spend maybe, at most in a month, $150 on all your electricity needs, and all of a sudden you're getting a bill for over $1,000. There's a problem. But that's neither here nor there. The issue here is the RFR. Okay? The military, the Navy in particular, has known about this since the 1950s, and they put out tons of documentation on the effects of RFR on human beings. But I went so far as to do the research and found out that it doesn't only affect us, it affects the animals and all the insects around us. It kills bees. It fucks up birds. Because birds, they have their own migrations, and I'm pretty sure that runs off, the Earth's magnetic field. It's how they navigate. And the RFR interferes with their navigation. That probably explains why birds start hitting windows more often. Because they can't navigate properly because of all the saturation of RFR. So I just continued looking into it and watched particular videos speaking about it, electricians speaking about it. I even have documentation, but let me give you a brief lowdown on Wi-Fi. So basically, in 1991, the NCR Corporation and AT&T invented the precursor to 802.11, which was intended for use in cashier systems under the name Wavelon. Okay, so initially it came out as something to help assist the retail companies. The actual first version of 802.11 was released in 1997, and it had about a 2 megabyte per second link speed, which not too bad. But then in 99, 802.11b came out, and it had 11 megabytes a second link speeds, which became very popular. And now we're up to the 802.11a, c, b, and they're even better, faster, cheaper. You can even buy it as an adapter and put it in your machine if the one you have is only stuck on one channel. I mean, there's tons of information out there, and I'm going to put a lot of this into my videos. So this is probably going to be the most heavily edited video I've created to date. Usually it's my intro titles, outros titles, minor editing, putting in some text here and there to color it in, but this is a concern because there are There are plenty of websites that I've visited that talk about the dangers of. There are other websites that also tell you the exact opposite. There is no danger from radio frequency radiation. But there is. And like I stated before, the U.S. Navy knew about this in the 50s, and they produced a lot of information and put it out there, which is all now declassified, which I'll also put in here. One of the first ones I'm going to talk about, which I'm going to put the picture up, is How to Geek. The picture's in there, you'll be able to see the website. But basically, if you scroll down as you're reading this, it comes to a point where it says, do you want the official word on the matter? The World Health Organization, which tends to err on the side of caution before outright dismissing something as toxic, carcinogenic, or otherwise harmful, is very clear that there is no health risk from radio frequency communication devices. Okay? Now, this article was published July 5th, 2017. Now, I went ahead and went to this World Health Organization's very own website, and they printed a document back in 2011 that states they have classified RF as a Class 2B carcinogen. Class 2B. Okay? That means it has possible carcinogen carcinogenic effects on humans. Okay, so how can one website tell me that the World Health Organization said there's nothing to worry about when you go to the World Health Organization's very own website and it says they've classified it as a 2B carcinogen? You're full of shit. There is also a DoD instruction 6055.1 that was put out in August of 2009. And it has a whole bunch of stuff about protecting personnel from electromagnetic fields. And this instruction updates policy, responsibilities, and procedures for protecting personnel from exposure to electromagnetic fields from 0 to 300 gigahertz. Now, we all know these radio frequencies we're talking about, they're low wave. Low wave. They're non-ionizing signals, which everybody knows about the ionizing ones, like gamma radiation, X-rays, you know, the whole, oh shit. That's why they put a lead vest on you when they do an X-ray, so they limit the area of exposure that they're going to put you through so they can take a look at your teeth. Or maybe your ribs, because you broke one or something, you know. And of course, that also explains why the gentleman who's doing it all stands behind this wall and pushes the button. So he's not exposed. He's behind a lead wall. He's good. But those are all ionizing. Those are the ones everybody already knows are dangerous. So we're talking, these radio frequencies that we're talking about, like cell phones, Wi-Fi, they operate on the same level as your freaking microwave oven. Okay? Not too sure if the microwave oven is dangerous, but if it is radiating these same wavelengths, then it's possible. All right, I'll throw my Hot Pocket in there and go in the next room. There you go. You're safe. But there's just so many things that support the hazardous component of RFR, and then there's a ton of other things that say it's not dangerous. But when the military puts something out, that's something I'm going to believe in, because I served. You know, I know they tend to do some, you know, the government itself tends to do things that are not, you know, quite up and up, but this was in the early days when they were starting to use these things. So they put out all this information so that they can protect their own personnel. Hey, this is what this does to people. So this is what we need to do in order to ensure that our personnel can do their jobs and stay safe and healthy. Boom, boom, there it is. But none of these big corporations want to listen to this stuff. Okay? This has been around since the 1950s, this information. It's not new. People aren't just jumping up in arms all of a sudden. Well, yeah, maybe it is kind of all of a sudden because they're putting out the new 5G, which is going to put out way more RFR than the current 4G system is. But I also try and figure out, don't these corporations, these people, they don't care because it's all about money, but don't they understand that they too will be affected by this? So, and then again, we go back to the whole smart meter and the stuff it puts out, and the electric company saying you don't have the choice to opt out. Well, guess what? Federal law says you have to opt in first. So if you're not even opted in, then you can legally, by federal law, refuse to allow a smart meter to be installed on your property. I've seen videos where the technicians broke into a home because the meter was inside their home, like in their garage or their basement or something. And the technician literally kicked the friggin' door in. Okay, that's B&E, first of all. You have just now criminally trespassed. You've committed breaking and entering, trespassing on private property. So now who's violating the law? And there's been other videos that I've seen where the police show up with the technicians and they trespass on private property, and the homeowner standing there gets arrested simply because she says, no, I don't want your smart meter. Okay, where's the crime in saying, no, I don't want it? Why are you arresting her when you've got two men who are obviously trespassing on private property? How is that legal? You know, it's all going to come up in arms. Who knows how all this is going to end? We're all going to die from RFR. But, yeah, it's just something I actually did a lot of study into. And I'm going to put up some of these documents up here as I'm talking so that you can look at them yourselves. I also have the web link that's also displayed in the screenshot that I took. You can go and find all this information on your own and take a look. I even have some screenshots from the Naval Safety Center website explaining things, which you too can also go look at. All this information is declassified. It's all out there. You know, I'm not one of those people who wants to live forever, because I'm pretty sure if I were able to live forever, it would really suck. I wouldn't want to live forever. That's the joy of being human. You get to have those moments where you enjoy things to their maximum and just have those beautiful moments. And then, you know, at some point you die. But you have those moments. You're immortal. How many times are you going to have those moments, you know? You know, they're going to become meaningless at some point if you were immortal and lived forever. It all will become meaningless, boring. So yeah, a human life is a good thing. The average, normal human life and all the memories, the relationships, all those things associated with a good life. That's what makes being us good. Well, except for all the bad things that are currently going on in the world. And I'd like to say a lot of these other things that are going on were just isolated incidences, but it's also too coincidental to just dismiss offhand. It makes you kind of wonder, is there a bigger conspiracy going on? Who knows? The world's been going to hell since it all started, so, you know, it doesn't matter. You've got conflicting information out there on the internet. Believe what you want to believe, but before you decide to believe what you're going to believe, at least do the research for yourself. It's all out there. Like I said, there's information out there saying, yes, this RFR is hazardous, and there's information out there that says it's not harmful, that it won't do anything to you. But it's all up to you. I might even give you a few links in the description to some other YouTube videos that I watched that got me into researching and things that were said. Like, for example, if you've got a cordless phone, like that one over there, cordless phone, never would have known. But you know how much power or how much of these RFRs cell towers put out? They put out a lot. Come to find out that having a base for a cordless phone is basically the same as having a cell tower in your home. It's just that bad. Because from the time you plug that base into an outlet and it gets power, it's pumping it out all the time, unless you unplug it. So suggestions are, well, call your phone company and say, hey, can you turn these phone jacks on so I can go out and buy an old push-button phone with a twisty cord? Thanks. A true, honest-to-God landline. Old school. But, yeah, there's so much out there. Hell, even the screen on your window can actually block RFR. You saw the video. They had the meter, and it was making noise. They passed the screen in front of it, it quit. Moved the screen away, it started. They put the screen in front of it, it quit. I'm not sure what, materials are used in the screen that's in your window to keep the bugs out, but apparently it's quite effective for RFR control. There is also specialized paint that you can use on the interior of your home in rooms to block out RFR. But I got a feeling that would be an expensive solution because, paint, yeah. Especially when you start creating that paint to have specific properties, it can get kind of expensive. But yeah, I'll provide other links to other YouTube videos. And if your searches are anything like mine, they'll start throwing up stuff on the right side of the screen pertaining to what you're looking at now that you might be interested in or it's been recommended to you. So you can always link off of one thing to another. I mean, there's a plethora of information on YouTube. There's a plethora of information on this, just on the web in general, if you know what to type in. Like, I just typed in Wi-Fi and your health, and I got tons of info coming up on the screen, and it was like, oh, this, oh, that. But I'm going to go ahead and provide in this video, because I'm pretty sure no one cares about seeing my ugly face anyway. I'm going to throw stuff up in here so that you can see it. So this is probably going to be the first ever heavily edited video I've ever done, but it's kind of important to me because the companies only care about money. They don't care about you. They've got the FCC created some legislation. There's like a section 704 that states that no health or environmental issues will stop them from deploying their technology, which in this case would mean cell phone towers. So if your city should decide they want to refuse this cell phone tower, and if the company that's trying to put the cell phone tower in feels or determines that their no decision was based on health or environmental issues, they can turn around and sue your city because it's against the law for you to tell them no based on health or environmental concerns. So like someone else said, you would have to say, oh my God, that thing's ugly, I don't want it. Or, hey, that's going to drop my property value. Any other reason other than, that's going to fuck up my kids' brains. Nope, we're putting it anyway, and now we're going to sue you because you said no based on health reasons. It's a law. Where in the world do we need a law that specifically states we can put our towers here and no health or environmental issues will stop us? That's the law. We made it. Telecom corporations are big, big money, even more so than tobacco, and you thought tobacco was bad. Hello, 5G. I think I'll go back to smoking now. It's a lot safer than 5G. But anyway, enough. I'm just now rambling on random thoughts that are popping into my head, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes it isn't. But anyway, like I said, go out there. You can do the research for yourself and find out on your own. And that's all I can do. I'm not trying to force my view on you and make you think the same as me. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion and their own thoughts. And that's why I say go out there and search for yourself. Like I said, there's stuff for it and there's stuff against it. It's all over the internet. So, until the next time, peace!